360, you will learn that almost all of New Zealand's kiwi fruit is growing in this small pocket of land lying on the coastal strip of the Western Bay of Plenty. Here, the rich, deep volcanic ash soils, abundant all year round natural rainfall, high sunshine hours, and just the right amount of critical chilling from frosts to enhance the growth cycle all contribute to the production of what we now know as the world's healthiest fruit. The extensive scientific study by Rutgers University in 1997 shows that by applying a value scale to the nutritional attributes in order of benefit to humans, to each of the world's most popular fruit varieties, kiwi fruit is rated number 1, the world's healthiest fruit. But let's begin the explanation of how we can grow kiwi fruit here better than anywhere else on the planet. We are now entering an area in Kiwi 360 where we demonstrate the abundant productivity of this land, and not only for kiwi fruit. Following the success of the first kiwi fruit shipments more than 50 years ago, many other fruit and nut crops were trialled in an attempt to copy the horticultural success of kiwi fruit. To the left there are macadamias, pistachios, almonds and walnut trees. Citrus trees of all varieties are on display throughout the park. On the right, behind the citrus, there are peaches, nectarines, apricots, cherries and plums. There are many varieties of apples, pears, persimmons, and even grapes can grow well in this climate and these soil conditions. As we continue throughout the tour, you will see exotics such as feijoas, guavas, loquats, figs, olives and nashi pears. You will see heritage varieties like medlar, white mulberry and carob trees. But let's focus on kiwi fruit. The world-renowned nutritionist Dr. Stephen Pratt, in his recently published book Superfood Health Styles, has included kiwi fruit as one of his selected superfoods, about which he writes in detail. A serving of this kiwi fruit superfood contains twice as much vitamin C as an orange, more potassium than a banana, and it has a unique low-fat vitamin E content. Folate, magnesium and zinc. It has significant levels of cholesterol-lowering pectin and cancer-fighting lutein. The active enzymes in green kiwi fruit have been identified, separated out, capitalized, and are now available as an outside This too has been separated out and capitalized for use as a human dietary supplement. Clinical trials have shown that a regular diet of kiwi fruit lowers cholesterol and blood pressure. It has also been demonstrated that kiwi fruit has blood thinning effects similar to the well-known aspirin effect. Kiwi fruit is the native plant of the Yangtzee Valley in China. It used to be known as the Chinese Gooseberry. The Chinese gooseberry seeds were first brought to New Zealand in 1904. Since then, 150 different varieties have been identified. Today, we currently concentrate on just 2 for the worldwide export program. Of the total crop, which exceeds 100 million trays, 75% are the Hayward or green kiwifruit variety, and 25% are the Zespri gold variety. However, there is a third variety grown up in these soft soils. The roots of the mature kiwifruit vines can grow to extraordinary depths in search of water, thereby making it possible to grow this high-volume, fruit-producing, dense foliaged, water-hungry plant without the need for any artificial water irrigation. Accordingly, the fruit is able to grow naturally through harvest in April, May, June without any moisture deprivation stress, thereby producing a very physiologically robust fruit. This stress-free growth environment makes it possible to cool store the kiwi fruit for unusually long periods, which in turn makes it easily possible to safely ship the kiwi fruit in 65 to 70 degrees. And a series of timely winter frosts below zero is an important component of the annual growing cycle. These frosts are important, but they must occur at specific times of the growth cycle.
Now you're welcome to step down. Sit down. We need bees to pollinate because kiwi fruit has to have a separate male plant and a separate female plant. Only the female has fruit. The male is a pollinator. So we do one male plant to every 4 female plants. Now where we are today we know as the Western Bay of Plenty. And this is a picture here showing part of the Western Bay. This region grows 80% of New Zealand's kiwi fruit. So where we are today is the major kiwi fruit growing area in this country. Our orchard here of 10 acres is one of over 2,500 orchards we find throughout the Western Bay. But the whole region will need 80,000 beehives, that's boxes, brought in for pollination. Our orchard here of 10 acres will need 36 hives to successfully pollinate. But that means that's over or nearly 1 million bees on our property at the one time. So it's a little industry of its own, making sure there's enough bees. The bees are on the property for about 7 to 10 days. That's enough time to complete pollination. Then the beekeeper will come back and take them out. And then over summer, the fruit continues to grow and ripen. 80% of what we grow today is the green kiwi. And we're growing them from here through on my left. Yes. 20% is gold kiwi, and that's the ones we can see in the front section here. Both varieties now need to go through the summer months until April and May of next year. April and May then for us is autumn. And then we pick the fruit by hand. So far, no machines to do the job. And when we pick the fruit, they're ready for picking, but not ready for eating. They are only half ripe. But we pick them when they're half ripe so that we can store them for a long period. And we need to be able to store them for a long period because the supermarkets worldwide insist upon everything being available 12 months of the year. So we have to be able to supply for at least 6 of those 12 months. So April and May comes, the pickers come in, they get a bag like an apple picker, and they will strip the orchard, meaning they don't choose fruit. They pick everything at once, and then we sort them out when they go to the pack house. So the idea is to fill your bag and empty them into those big wooden bins we see across the road. Each picker will have their own bin, and each picker gets paid on the fruit that they pick.
It's got me.
Once the bins are full, they'll then move them to the pack house. We first of all take out the fruit that is not up to export quality, and that's what we get in our local market. Export quality fruit then come to a machine connected to a computer, and the computer enables the machine to weigh the fruit, put a sticker on, drop them into a lane that handles that one size. So one tray of New Zealand's kiwi fruit has only one size of fruit in it. We're then down the road to the cool store, and we hold them there till we export them around the world from the port of Tauranga, which of course is just up the road here. Now the picking and packing season for us will run for 10 weeks of the year, the beginning of April till the middle of June. We need an extra 20,000 people to come into this region for the harvest. Now, along with some local people and some backpackers, tourists, we have people coming from Pacific Islands, Malaysia, Indonesia and Thailand. So a lot of people are necessary for a short space of time. On completion of the harvest, we move into winter. And the first thing that happens in winter is all of the leaves will fall. And then we come in and do the pruning. And everything we cut out ends up on the orchard floor, and a big mulching machine chops it all up. So we do recycle where possible. Now we can see the gold fruit here, and they're probably about 8 weeks into, that's right, these are kiwis, these are gold kiwi, and 8 weeks into their growing period. Compare them with the green, a bit smaller, they're about 5 weeks into their growing period. We'd have to cut them, that's right, yeah. So you're welcome to have a walk around, take some photos. If anybody thinks of any questions, please let me know. Thank you. That's right.
Why do you have a very high tall wall?
Wind protection, just to stop excess wind coming into the orchard. And you'll see how all the orchards are broken up like that with
It's car.
wind protection.
即係一齋禮拜，啊你關呢是，啊也放水啊，也放一把多，也係咪？會會得得嘅，
A花，A花，別。